Bitcoin is finally breaking outside of its compression pattern, and while this is happening, volume is significantly picking up again, and we've got even more interesting data that Bitcoin supply is running out, which is going to catapult Bitcoin up to 100k within weeks. So make sure to watch this video till the end, because I've got some insane price targets where I will be talking about on today's update video. I will talk about all the most important things you need to pay attention towards right now, and many more important data points. So without any further ado, don't forget to once again slap on that like button back above 1,000 likes. That will be absolutely incredible. And with that being said, let me jump straight away towards the content. And first of all, I want to be quickly pointing out that yesterday, indeed, we created a Bitcoin CME futures gap. And exactly like I've been explaining, Bitcoin always comes back towards that CME close price. This time around, we were trading a little bit above it, but just 2 hours after the CME once again opened, Bitcoin had a massive wick towards the downside, filled up that CME futures gaps, and right now is already pushing up higher, which is very interesting, because if we're looking at the 1 hour time frame at Bitcoin right now, we can clearly see that something very interesting is happening in the price action of Bitcoin. Like I've stated, the volume on Bitcoin was dropping significantly over the course of the weekend, and while that was happening, we started to see that Bitcoin was creating a price compression. Now at the end of the compression, Bitcoin broke outside of it, and actually we started to see the volume picking up again, which means that we're right now starting to see potentially that next leg towards the upside getting created for Bitcoin. But still, I want to be pointing out here, guys, if we're looking at the 1 hour time frame, we officially have just touched a tiny little higher high on that market, but straight away started to see a rejection. I mean, honestly, yes, I'm quite bullish that we confirmed a higher 1 hourly candle on Bitcoin, and if we were to be coming back at this level, I would expect it's going to be flipping into support. But still, Bitcoin is right now ranging in that $60,000 towards 64k level, and like I explained as well in previous videos, just like we were in this consolidation region right here, we could potentially see that Bitcoin is going to consolidate a little bit longer in this region. But what I also want to be pointing out is that right now we could well also be at the beginning of that next leg towards the upside, which I believe is most likely the case what we're currently seeing. Let me quickly explain why. Because right now we're of course seeing Bitcoin breaking out of the compression, and it's already starting to be moving towards the upside and flip this previous downward sloping resistance straight away in towards support. And of course, what is very important to understand, because it is today Monday again, we're going to see new spot Bitcoin ETF inflows. And of course, like I explained in yesterday's video, which this could be the reason why Bitcoin has been pumping up so significantly towards the upside. And this could also be the reason why I think that Bitcoin is straight away going to be pumping up towards $100,000, because there's just no Bitcoin left to be buying from the OTC desk. BlackRock and these other institutions, if they want to be adding towards their spot Bitcoin balance, they need to be buying Bitcoin from the open market. And that is causing these massive pumps towards the upside. And since today the spot Bitcoin ETF is going to open up again, we are most likely going to see another pump later today. So I am still expecting this is the base case scenario, and more signals of this is maybe from Cash App, because Cash App literally can't offer you Bitcoin right now because they don't have any available supply left, and they can't buy it probably cheap over the counter, which literally means they are running out of Bitcoin. And this is what the supply shock is, where I've been talking about so many times before, and I think this is a thing we're going to be experiencing in this bull run. And after Bitcoin broke outside of this consolidation phase, I won't be surprised if we are going to see that next run up towards $70,000 starting right now. And honestly, this sounds indeed a little bit crazy. People think, why would Bitcoin run up to $70,000 straight away in one go? But you have to understand that in bull markets, these things can move very quickly. And if we're once again going to see the data that, of course, the spot Bitcoin ETFs are going to still grow so exponentially this week, I mean, honestly, it is going to be a no-brainer that Bitcoin is just going to be pushing up higher, even though the fact that the funding rates are extremely high. But like I discussed many times before on the channel, funding rates being high is not necessarily a bad thing, because that happens all the time in Bitcoin bull runs. Right now, if I'm going to be honest, if I'm looking at the liquidation heat map, there's an approximately $1 billion in Bitcoin long positions going to get wiped out if Bitcoin reaches $61,000. That would be actually quite an interesting level to be looking at, since $61,000 is still just in this region where we're trading in, but then on the lower side of the region. So just like I said, potentially this is a slight little fake out, and potentially we're going to see a similar consolidation phase, just like we had on the market for Bitcoin over here, and that took us on approximately 11 days. So maybe we're going to get something similar for Bitcoin, but in the end of the day, if we're going to consolidate a little bit longer right here, it isn't not necessarily super bad for Bitcoin, and it will only give us an opportunity to accumulate Bitcoin at a relatively cheap price compared to where this is going to be going towards. So honestly, it will be a great opportunity, and it is just a matter of time before Bitcoin is indeed going to create that next leg towards the upside. But currently on the imminent short term, I do believe that there are a lot of signals indicating right now that we are going to be creating another move, and most likely that next move is going to be towards new all-time high. So if you want to be trading Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency, because this is the way how you could make generational wealth, and this is how I created my wealth. So if you want to be trading Bitcoin or any other altcoins, check out the link in the description to Deepcoin, where you can or either copy trade other traders out there in the market if you're not experienced, or where you could trade yourself. And if you use that link in the description right now of today's video, you will get an insane deposit bonus. So make sure to check it out in the link in the description of today's video. And then before I'm going further in towards my analysis on Bitcoin, let me quickly talk about WorkX. This is a massive opportunity I want to be talking about, and this is a project I've personally invested in. So make sure to also do your own research, because it's currently only sitting about $2.5 million in market cap. WorkX is a very interesting protocol, which basically is a decentralized AI job matching gateway, and it's linking real world jobs with crypto. And I honestly believe this project has got quite a lot of potential. What is very important and interesting about this project is that they got endorsed by Ocean Protocol, which is a crypto worth over $640 million in market cap, while WorkX is only sitting around $2.5 million, which is like a 300x compared to Ocean Protocol, which is quite insane, of course. And why I'm also bullish about WorkX is that they're also implementing AI, and honestly I am super bullish on the AI narrative, and maybe I'm also going to make a video about it on Altcoin Rover, so make sure to check out that channel as well. But looking at the chart at WorkX, it just recently launched here in December of 2023. It has ever since been in a slight little downtrend, but I have actually started to be buying my first WorkX around this 38 cents level, and to be clarifying, I also bought it from the open market around the 40 cents level, so I'm still break even. But this is a very interesting level that I'm going to be looking at, and once potentially we break this downtrend, I think we're going to be having a massive bounce back towards the upside for WorkX. So make sure to check it out. You could also follow them on Twitter, WorkX_official, to stay up to date about all the things they're working on, because I am going to be definitely keeping my eyes wide open on this project in the upcoming Bitcoin bull run. So going further in towards the content and looking about where Bitcoin is currently standing, we do know that the Bitcoin halving is only 49 days out right now from off this point. And basically, I said a few days ago, the big Bitcoin crash is starting. And I've said this several times before on my Twitter page, because what we're right now seeing is that Bitcoin is actually breaking below this very important level. And which I've done is inverted the scale. And basically, you can see that indeed, if I invert it, maybe you start to see, oh, this looks quite bad. And because it's inverted, it maybe gives you a different way of thinking on the market. But currently Bitcoin is indeed right now almost about to be breaking its all-time high. And honestly, if you're looking at it, we've already broke above that 60k barrier. If I just turn it around again, we can currently see that Bitcoin has once again closed the candle above $60,000, which have only happened 6 times before in history, which is very insane. And Bitcoin can start to move very quickly from off this point, because you have to understand that this time indeed it is different, because we have that spot Bitcoin ETF. And like I explained many times before on the channel, and currently we're looking at the 0.786 on the Bitcoin Fibonacci. Historically speaking, once we have been breaking above this level, it only takes us like a couple weeks before reaching all-time high. And if Bitcoin breaks above all-time high, it historically speaking only takes 4 weeks before reaching its first extension level, which is the 1.618 in the Fibonacci, which in this case is exactly going to be $100,000 for Bitcoin. So make sure to get ready. Honestly, I think it's going to be happening way sooner than everyone is expecting. $100,000 sounds quite insane, but I can tell you it's most likely going to be happening way quicker than everyone is expecting. So this was it for me in today's update video. If you did like it, smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.